Hey there YouTube, this is Mr.Lubufu. Recently returned from Grand Prix Chicago, which was an amazing experience. I have lots of footage that I have to edit and splice together, so this is possible that it comes up before that footage does. I didn't want to pay $10 a night for internet, so I didn't upload what little footage I actually did record while I was actually there. So I'm gonna meanwhile do a vintage masters draft here online. We did a few of them in Grand Prix Chicago. None of them went well, mostly because Jeremy Lengthy Zemet wanted to force goblins, and I always wanted to force blue decks. And then green was open, and it was a pretty big mess, to say the least. So we're gonna go ahead and run this 8-4. This is probably gonna be the last vintage masters that I record for a while, unless I do spectacularly well. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. That doesn't seem bad if you're in white. There's a Brain Freeze if you want to force Storm. I'm not sure if we should force Storm or not. There's Counterspell, Basking Root Wall is quite good, Exile is quite good. I'm not sure, I haven't seen this card see play. I don't know if I want to take the Brain Freeze this early or not, but since this is probably going to be my last draft of this format, I'm going to see if I can make Storm work, at least for a little bit. So I'm going to take this Brain Freeze. We're not losing too much. Like, this card seems like it can be quite strong. I also really like this quote. It's from the Invasion novel. But I think I'm just going to take Brain Freeze, see if we can make this Storm shenanigans finally happen. Well, here there is both a Cabal Ritual and a Cloud of Fairies, if we wanted to keep doing this. I think I'll take the Cabal Ritual since it's actually mana gain as opposed to just Storm count +1. Maybe this Dark Ritual or the Cloud of Fairies tables, and if it does, we'll be pretty happy. This card does not seem that good. So yeah, I'm going to take this Cabal Ritual. It's also foily, so the foil tends to win out for a little bit. This pack has really nothing for the Storm deck, but Roar of the Worm is incredibly powerful. So I'm gonna take that just to hedge my bets. Phyrexian Defiler is fine. This card's not that good, but Roar of the Worm is like the strongest card in this pack. Kindle and Matron are fine, but just in case we don't end up directly in Storm, that card's the strongest. Yeah, so it looks like Storm seems to be drying up a little bit. So we lost a couple of picks, but we're just going to move on past that. Here I'm going to take this Trainer's Edict. Black-green is a fine archetype, and it's pretty solid. There's a Counterspell and other things, but I'm just going to take the Removal spell. It's pretty strong, and we're going to be happy for that. Yeah, we have to follow that up with Expunge, another powerful removal spell. Blazing Inspector is actually quite good too. But so it seems like black is pretty open. I'm gonna take this Expunge, just to have all the removal spells. Yeah, we can follow that up with Paralyze. Now, Paralyze is not exactly the best. There's a foil counter spell. I really do want to play this Roar of the Worm. There's also Repel, or Repel, however you want to pronounce it. In case we want to go in that direction. There's also Fleshing Djinn, Carnifage if you want to go really aggressive. I think I'm going to take either Repel or Counterspell, and I think I'm just going to take Counterspell. I think Storm is dried up, and trying to force it at this point is not the best. So let's go ahead and hide this Cabal Ritual and hide this Brain Freeze. So, Burning of Xingye is very strong, but I think that ship has sailed. So we can take Nature's Lore, or we can take Dothy Mercenary, one of the two. I'm going to take the Dothy Mercenary, since I know we're going to be in black. I'm not sure what our secondary color is going to be, and Dothy Mercenary is a pretty strong creature. Does a lot of work. Here, I think I just take a Chimeric Idol. We could take just a Cycling Land, which is fine. But Chimeric Idol is a pretty strong card. A lot of people don't understand the power of it. So neither. Sorry, the next pack is the one that has the storm cards. I'd rather take the Desert Twister here than the Baron Moor. Yeah, we have some giant green things, but I'm just gonna move on past that. Seems like Goblins is open, but we haven't seen too many of the stronger Goblins, so I'm not gonna head in that direction. I also hate drafting Goblins in this format. Yes, it can be strong. I just hate drafting it. So there is one Storm player because the Cloud Fairies didn't table. There's Ritual still around, but I think most of the pieces are gone. We're just gonna go into maybe blue-black control and take this repel and be content with it. Aftershock is also quite playable too. So yeah, so far we're running some removal spells. We currently need to have some more creatures, probably. Roar of the Worm is still very, very strong. It's better in the Madness deck because you just discard it and then flash it back and get 4 mana 6/6. But completely playable. Here I'll take the Lonely Sandbar. We can get Killer Whales and the like later. Man, I'm taking so many foils today, it's not even funny. So we're probably going to be in blue-black. So we're just going to need some finishers. We have, seems like, plenty of good removal and control cards, counterspell, repel, the like. This card's quite good. This card's fine if you are in the Astral Slide deck. I don't think we're going to be a Tyrant's Choice deck. I think I'm going to take the Death Reap Ritual in case we end up in black-green. With all our removal, being able to just start cycling through our deck, it's okay. This card is far stronger in multiplayer Commander for obvious reasons. Blazing Spectre tabled, eh? I'm going to probably take that over Tribute to the Wild. Tribute's okay, but we can pick those up later, and Blazing Spectre is much stronger. Both Paralyzed and Fawn Ascari tabled. I'm just going to take the Paralyzed. It's not the best removal spell by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. Like, all I know is we're in black. We can go green for some giant dudes. We can go blue for some more control elements. We can go red even for Blazing Spectre. Blazing Spectre can get out of hand really fast if people don't know what's up. But, yeah. Ooh, That's worth something, right? I'm not totally crazy. That's actually worth something. Let's see. Time Vault. Time Vault 2. 2 tickets for a Time Vault where there is a waterfront bouncer. If you would begin your turn while it's tapped, you may skip that turn. I can't say no to that. Like, there's Waterfront Bouncer, which is very, very, very strong. Arrogant Worm, if Blue-Green Madness is open. Keen-Eye Aven's playable. Deep Analysis, Doth Mercy. Like, we're going to table something from this pack. I'm going to just take this Time Vault. I think we can get out of hand with it. I mean, it's not like the strongest card. No, I think I just take Waterfront Bouncer. Like, Waterfront Bouncer is better with Roar of the Worm. It's not as good with our black removal. I just can't say no to Waterfront Bouncer. I'll just ship the 2 tickets and move on. There's Astral Slide, which I wish was around earlier. There's a Crows and Tusker, which is quite good. There's Penumbra Worm, also quite strong. I think I just take the Tusker here. I'm tempted by the Tusker. I'm tempted by the Keen-Eye Aven. Grunts is also fine. Like, it would. I need to make a decision really about what's gonna happen. I think I'm just take the Tusker. And see what comes up. There's the rare missing, so clearly they took the rare. And yeah, taking Tusker. So here there's some strong white cards with Banalish Trapper and Afterlife. There's nothing really like that good for us. I'm just gonna take a Findhorn Elves. I know I think I'm gonna start leaning green black here. And being able to cast Roar of the Worm early is a good idea. I think the Madness deck is gone, so I think this Waterfront Bouncer was not exactly the best. Oh, we could have had 2 Burning Ocean Jets and no red cards. That would have been funny. I'm going to take a Basking Root Walla here. Goes well with our Waterfront Bouncer. And, yeah, I'm okay with this. Maybe black green. I definitely want to be green. So we could take Nature's Lore instead, but I'm gonna take the Root Walla here. Goes much stronger with our Waterfront Bouncer. Here I'm gonna take another Fintorndells. So black has been completely cut from this pack. So clearly they opened some sort of black rare, but green seems to be flowing well enough. So that's good. That's good for us. 2 Fintorndells is pretty nice with some giant creatures that we want to cast. Well, I'm going to take this Arrogant Worm here. It's kind of a sign that it's open. Like, I don't want to take Obsessive Search, and none of these other cards are playable. So I think green is the place to be. I'm going to figure out if we're in blue or in black. Black gives us Chainer's Edict, Expunge, Death Reap Ritual, and Doth the Mercenary. Blue gives us Counterspell, Waterfront Bouncer, and Repel. One of these. I really don't wanna play this Jungle Worm, to be honest. We don't have many of the good discard outlets for Madness, so that is kind of a thing. This card's not the best. This is a decent Madness trigger. I could just take Pine Barrens, in case you want to splash like the Chainer's Edict and the Expunge. We have a Tusker already, so that's not bad. I think I'm going to take that. Take the land. Move on. Ooh, hi Gamble. Arnhem Djinn is very good. So the fact that it tabled is a good sign for us that green is open. So we definitely want to be in green. Gotta figure out our second color though. It could be many different things. Well, not that many, but this card, if you're able to go like turn 2 Fintorndells, so we can have a turn 3 Arnhem Djinn. Oh snap! You don't see that. Actually might not actually see it based on how my recording software behaves. So if you do, that's awesome. This card gets out of hand because you just, yeah. So what tabled? Keen-Eye Aven tabled. Future Nim tabled. Claws of Wirewood tabled. And not much else. I'm going to take the Keen-Eye Aven. It's a 2/3 flyer, which is fine. It also cycles if we need it to. I'm going to take it over Claws. Claws is fine against all the flyers. Like, we don't really have much flying protection. Actually, I'm going to take Claws. It cycles. Oh, wow. Both Penumbra Worm and Simian Grunts tabled. Jeez, I'm going to take Simian Grunts. These monkeys mean business, and it's pretty good. Penumbra Worm's good if you get it into play, but Dem Grunts. Nothing I really care about here. I think I'm just going to take this Dark Ritual away from somebody. I'm going to take the Nature's Lore here over the Symbiotic Worm. We're going to look for another giant creature here, but picking up another piece of ramp is not bad. I'm going to take Chimeric Idol here over Foil Rocky Tar Pit. Chimeric Idol is actually, I mean, it's a very solid guy. I'm going to take the Seal of Cleansing away because we have 2 Chimeric Idols. And we picked up another green creature. So that's not bad. If we're able to pick up like Elephant Guide on that, that's pretty strong. Whenever a player discards, oh, so the Astro Slide deck is good there. We can take a Cloud Djinn and go blue green. We could take Elephant Guide, which is pretty strong. Just slap it on one of our giant creatures, make it even bigger. I think having just a giant 5/4 flyer is probably Yeah, I've been recording some Belcher footage. So we can take Cloud Djinn or we can take Elephant Guide. I'm actually just gonna take Elephant Guide here. Not sure which direction we're gonna go with it, and slapping an Elephant Guide on any of our creatures and just making them absurd is nice. Cloud Djinn is very strong. I'm just not sure if I'm blue or not. Simple Splash FTK. Flunktokapu is really good. So what in this pack would I take otherwise? Crozen Tusker? Yeah, I'm going to take FTK. I can't say no to FTK. If I hide the blue and we go green, black, splash red for like Blazing Spectre, Flunktokapu, that seems okay. That seems more than okay. Yeah, I can't say no. I hate passing this card. There's a Recent, there's a Tusker, there's an Aven, there's a foil Brainstorm, which I don't think is worth anything. Yeah, it seems like it. Well, it didn't matter at the time, but I was just checking the price of foil Brainstorm online. It's not that big. We could take a Roar of the Worm here. There is an Expunge, but pooping out giant 6/6 it seems fine. There is a Yavimaya Elder, which is also pretty strong in our deck. But I'm gonna take one more giant fatty. There's a Reanimate, which is fine. Hopefully there's another Elder, but Roar of the Worm gets out of hand so fast. Click, so there's oh yeah, that card. Here there's not really anything insane. Like there's Deep Analysis if we were in blue. Solar Blast if we're in red, but we're just wanting to splash the red, to be honest. Could splash the black instead. I mean, this card's very good. Then I would have wanted both of the Burning of Xingjias. This card's playable. This card's fine. We're not in Goblin, so we don't want Click Slither. I'm just gonna take the Solar Blast. Card's too good. As much as I love Ankh, which I really do love Ankh, I'm just gonna take this Nature's Lore here. Now that we have two Roar of the Worms, getting a Nature's Lore to ramp a little bit harder is not bad. We're not an Ankh deck, unfortunately, even though I love the card. Gigapede. The beginning of your upkeep. I don't think I can take Gigapede. I think I just take Blastoderm here. Exile's quite strong. Famine's very good too. What's Famine do in our deck? Ooh, Famine's so good. But I can't say no to Blastoderm. This card's very good. It's not that good against us, so I'm just gonna take the Derm. Probably won't table anything from this pack, but that pack is strong. I'm gonna take another giant creature here in the form of Penumbra Worm. Play mono 7 drops, a la Luis Scott Vargas, and be okay with that. Second Desert Twister, another piece of decent removal over the Vorine. And Cloudjin tabled. Ooh. So I hate this Cloudjin. Like, we can't beat this card. It's very strong. Here's all the blue cards. I guess I'll take Thopter Squadron with 13 creatures, and this is decent flyer protection. Now I'm trying to figure out if our black or our blue is better. And then I just take another Kenai Aven. I'm just gonna take the Aven for now. See what's happening over here. Just take a Claws here. Do we already have one Claws? 4 mana. Yep, we do have Claws. So I'm gonna take a Tribute to the Wild instead. Have a little bit of diversity. Take the only card we're probably gonna play. Probably gonna take this Mountain Valley here. Philistine Hellion's good in Goblins, but now we have at least our red fixing. I'm gonna take Skirk Prospector. Okay, so we know we're in green. We gotta figure out our second color though. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. That's a pity we couldn't go Storm. We had the first pieces, but 'twas not to be. I think I want to go blue more than I want to go black. See, black gives us removal in the form of Expunge, Chain, or Edict. That's basically it. Blue gives us another giant creature, some cyclers, and a couple of good madness uses. which are good with Roar of the Worm because 4 mana 6/6s with Trample are solid. Don't want to play that main. I'm actually going to play the Claws main depending on what the rest of our deck has. Okay, so if we go with this, what's the best support we can have? So it's either Waterfront Bouncer, maybe Counterspell, Skywing Aven, Keen-Eye Aven, Repel, Cloudgen, and then splashing Flametongue Kabu off this Mountain Valley. I don't think I'll splash the Solar Blast. So let's see what that looks like. That curve is silly. It's not a good curve. Let's see if we do black instead. Bring in Edict, Mercenary, Expunge. I think the Mercenary. Yeah, the Mercenary is hiding. Oh, we're playing both Chimeric Idols. That is something to keep in mind. If we play it like this, it's somewhat decent or better curve. This gives us Dolphin Mercenary with Elephant Guide, which is hard for a lot of decks to beat. We could play Deathreap Ritual. We have 12 creatures this way. Our Basking Root Walla's not as good, and our Arrogant Worm is not as good because we don't really have ways to discard at all. Same with our Roar of the Worms. Like, we just have to 7 mana hard cast it every time. I don't think black gives us enough synergy. I think I have to go blue. Play Bouncer, Cloudgen, and Repel probably. And this is 24. We're gonna make 1 cut. I definitely want this main. I think I'm gonna move it over. Yeah, we have some flying weakness, but our goal is just to cast some giant dudes and hope that gets there. And this seems okay. It's playable at least. I could, like, I don't want to force another splash, and I'd rather splash Flametongue Kabu off this Mountain Valley and try and splash some more black cards. Blaze Inspector, I don't think we're gonna get there with it, so I'm just gonna hold off on it. I mean, it seems okay. Waterfront Bouncer and Basking Root Wall is good. Waterfront Bouncer and Arrogant Worm and Roar of the Worm, it's fine. Gives us one way to discard, which is at least more than our black. Question is these 2 bounce spells better than 2 removal spells? I think we might have to sideboard out into different colors over the course of the matches, but I think I'm okay with that. I am playing 1 mountain, yes. We also have Crows and Tusker to help. 2 blue sources. I think I'm gonna up that to 3 and play 12 forests, just so I can at least cast some more of my spells, and I think they were okay with that. So, oh wow, they were waiting for us. So see you guys in the next round.